Underhill, a cinematographer and co-founder of CFA, and my other co-founder, co-host, and an actor, Haley Royal, is here. Hi. We have two incredible filmmakers to start us off today. I think we have 18 interviews, and you're our first of day. What is this, 4?
Day 4.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. So we have Jessica Hinkson, correct? Director of Sara, and we have Naiyelli Romero.
Yes.
Who is, Romero
Aguero. Yeah.
Aguero. Very beautiful. Awesome. And who is the producer of Sara? Welcome.
Thank you so much.
How you guys doing?
We're good.
Caffeinated.
Yeah.
Are you starting to feel day 4?
Yeah.
Starting to feel day 4. It's been like a hustle the last couple weeks. We've been lucky, a lot of press and stuff happening, and so last night was our premiere.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's very exciting.
So I think we're just sort of feeling the we can relax.
Yes, it is kind of that, just like the shoulders begin to not tense as
Calm
much.
down.
Yeah.
The exhaustion sets in.
Exactly. Now we only have 10 to 15 minutes for these interviews, so before we dive into the nitty gritty of all of it, can you tell us what Sara's about?
Sure. It's not so loosely based off of a real life experience that I had, having a breakdown in an airport, and everything just sort of coming to a hit, or to reaching optimal burnout in public, being in pain in public, and my grief monster reared her ugly head. And I was about 3 or 4 surgeries in. My mama just had a second stroke. Supposed to be going home to take care of my mom, and sort of in between and waiting to hear from my doctors, and it just was like I can't handle anything else after my flight being delayed over and over again. It was I was in pain in public, and I did not care. And then the stranger, who was this lovely young girl on her way from college to see her boyfriend, told me this analogy about snails or something. I don't remember.
Right, yeah.
But I do remember all of a sudden going, I think this would be really interesting in a film.
Right.
And that was the turning point of okay, I'm not going to die.
Yeah.
Exactly.
As
I
filmmakers,
gotta
you're
make
immediately
this.
that's a movie.
Yeah.
Like my Google Note or my Apple Note opens up, and I'm just like, would this work? Should I talk to someone about this?
Yeah.
Wonderful.
You're having this intense, the most intense moment of your life. A breakdown in an airport in public. You're in so much pain, and you're like, remember this for my movie.
Yeah. How
I was
exactly
okay.
did everything
Don't
go
forget
to?
how you feel right now. Use it later.
Not traumatic at all. It's fine. We're good.
So how did you guys meet then? How did this all come together to actually go into production?
Yeah, so we actually met through our other producer, Ashley Rains. Ashley and I met through the WIFT, which is the Women in Film and Television.
Yeah, of course.
There's a chapter in Toronto, and we met through a mentorship program there. She was my mentor at the time. I was just finishing, my undergraduate, and wanting to make it into actually working, and she was very lovely, and we've done I think 3 or 4 projects together now. We've started to lose track of how many projects it is. It's that lovely moment.
That's the best part of collaboration, is when you can find your collaborator and continue to build on that relationship. Yeah. And so are you from Toronto?
We are, from Toronto. I'm originally from Venezuela. I moved to Toronto when I was basically a kid. I was 11, so still a baby, and then been there ever since.
Wow. And you as well in Toronto?
I'm actually originally from Regina, Saskatchewan, and then we moved to Vancouver, and I've lived in Los Angeles, New York, and then Toronto now for almost 20 years.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm from Toronto, so I am
are
so
you?
excited. I was just
Canadian.
because when you said WIFT, I was like, that feels like a Toronto thing to me.
Yeah.
That was, I think, the first thing I ever entered in the film industry was that supportive community.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, and so that's so wonderful that you found through that connection, and you've made so many films from that. So that's wonderful. Now, production-wise, was this shot in Toronto?
Yes.
Okay, got it. And did you work with private funding, or was it did you get any grants through the Canadian Film Council or anything like that?
No, it was independently funded.
Fantastic. Amazing.
Yeah.
And so with the nature of short films, what were the biggest things that you didn't want to sacrifice, knowing that there's a lot of sacrifices that have to happen with the logistics of short filmmaking, including schedule and budget, especially if it's self-funded or privately funded. What are the one or two things that you were like, I am not dropping that. No matter what we do, we have to have it either in this location, or it needs to be with this cast, or things like that?
I mean, it had to be the location, which is the airport, and I think that was our biggest crux, was finding a location that worked. And then there was COVID, and so we were postponed a couple times due to the pandemic, like most independent filmmakers. and who are still trying to make their films. So just getting to make the film in itself is like the reward.
Yeah.
And also, like, for me, I love to surround myself with like-minded individuals where we're going to elevate each other, who ensure that we're going to have a great time on set. I mean, it's a passion project, and it takes so much to actually get these films made, and that's what we did. And we danced on set in between setups, and you know, we had a really great day, even though on day 2 we had just had thunder snow the night before.
Oh my goodness.
So it was like
True
Not
Toronto
the thing
fashion.
I don't miss it.
we were like, and then the guys locked the keys in the cube truck, and we had to go lock. I mean, you know, it's indie film, and everyone's like, "Why are you so calm?" I'm like,
You're like,
What are you
I
gonna
knew
do?
this would happen in some way.
things are gonna happen.
Yeah.
Things come up, and
Yeah.
it's about how you handle yourself. But you know, and for me with my cast, I really wanted the actors that I got, and so I wrote them all letters.
That's incredible.
And they landed well, and so there we go.
Wow.
So that was your casting process. You knew the actors you wanted, and you sent them letters.
Yeah.
And they were
That
very
is
sweet.
as an actor, that is a dream. I would love everybody.
Yeah.
Let this
Are
be
you
your
hearing
casting
her right
process.
now?
Yeah.
Write me a letter. I would love that. Sorry, as someone who is not from Canada, what is thunder snow?
So great question from Canada. We weren't sure until it happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Alright.
a snowstorm with a thunderstorm at the exact same time.
It was wild.
It was
Terrifying.
Crazy.
It
Yeah.
was a lot.
And it only happens during the production of short films.
Only
Yeah,
when you need
exactly.
it
Yeah,
not
it's
to
specifically
happen.
reserved for that.
It's like you
They-
want to shoot? Okay, prove it.
Yeah, I know. How bad do you want this?
Yeah.
Yes. It's,
From the universe.
yeah, exactly.
So we were up from like 1:30 a.m. just like obsessively checking the
Yeah,
weather
like, do we
reports,
cancel this?
like
Do
the
we keep
highway.
going? We want crew to be safe,
Yes.
so we don't actually want them driving in a thunderstorm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you end up securing an airport? Did you shoot in an airport, or did you find a stage that...
We found
Similar.
a location, Humber College, which has like a
Okay.
number of locations. They're a technology institute. Upstairs they have robots, and downstairs it looks like a gorgeous airport terminal.
Incredible.
Perfect.
And so it worked out, and it kind of had this sort of cathedral vibe to it, and I love a gorgeous metaphor. So, you know, in the journey that Sara goes on, which is battling herself, really, it's self versus self thematically, but really a lot of the time we can feel like it's us against the universe, and so she has to kind of come to terms with that. And so playing with light, you know, all the natural sun that came in, like, we really lucked out, even though we had quite an adventure the night before.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet. So with the heads of department that
Yes.
you brought on, we talked about casting. How did you source your heads of department? Have you worked with them before? And what were kind of the biggest things that you communicated around tone or getting everyone on the same page in order to make this movie?
Ashley Rains, who Naiyelli had mentioned before, we've been friends for a long time, and, you know, peers in the industry, and Ashley's production company is Come On More Productions, and, you know, Ashley and I have started to work on and collaborate on stuff that didn't end up moving forward, and this was the first time. And, you know, she's been on the project for 4 years, and we're all like-minded individuals in terms of the tone that we want on set, and Naiyelli the same, and Thea Gaglardi, who was our associate producer. Like, we just sort of, I think if that's the intention you're putting out there, those are the people that are going to naturally come to you via other sources, or you're going to gravitate towards, because I mean, that's what you're manifesting for yourself. And I mean, it should be fun, even if it's like an emotionally taxing project like Sara was, for the actors mostly. But you know, you want everybody to be able to like hug or give you a high five at the end of the day.
The trust on set.
Yeah,
and
trust and
honesty and the
I feel
connection.
supported. Well,
Yeah.
we just really wanted to make sure that like the heads of department across the board, from like DPs to like our
ACs and everyone, and like knowing everybody's name, and genuinely like asking and checking in, how are you today?
feeling?
Yes.
What
Yeah.
like what do you need? Like, oh, do you need water? We'll bring you water. That's totally fine. Oh, you want a snack? Here, have
check-in.
whatever.
Banana. No kidding.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow. One of the things, we have to wrap up, but one of the
Okay.
things I want to talk about, because we opened with Whiffed and I felt the connection immediately
Yeah.
to you two, which is such a wonderful feeling. For those that are kind of emerging filmmakers or emerging talent, what are the places that you go to find new community members to bring into your filmmaking community?
I definitely think places like Whiffed are amazing. I think if you can find things that you identify with, whether it's like being a woman or being a person of color or being part of the LGBTQ community, like those tends to be the places that I like to go to. Whether it's like small festivals or like organizations, those tend to be the places that I found the people that I enjoy and that I like have the same views as you, particularly, like I said, as a queer woman of color. I feel like it's really important to have that representation across the board, and like those folks seem to just really get you. So yeah, I tend to go to a lot of those. And there's also, you know, we've now created a lot of online communities where you can sign up as like whatever, whether it's like, you know, in Canada we have like Access Real World, where you can sign up as a person of color and then also just see who else is on there as well. And then like it's very lovely because you can just reach out and people tend to be really nice and actually answer back.
And actually engage.
They actually engage with you. It's lovely.
I find film festivals are kind of like the magic spot for people to really kind of unite and create community. For me, So Story Labs has been a community that I am so thankful for as a writer, and what they've done to support me. And I just, you know, it matters to be able to get feedback from your peers and mentors, and for it to be ongoing, not just a one-time thing. And so, you know, I've received some great opportunities, and it's just about realizing that that opportunity is there, and then how can I manifest it further so that, you know, I keep them by my side.
Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Sara had its premiere last night. I'm sure you'll continue to see it on the festival circuit. In addition, accompanying this film festival is on BitPix, the virtual fest. So there is no excuse. If you're in Canada, hi, I'm so happy to watch it. I feel so connected to you two just from that, and I know that's a huge part of our community. But please check out Sara. And thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It was lovely.
It was lovely to meet you.
So good to be here.
Bye,
everybody.
Bye.